Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll be reviewing and comparing Hulu TV and DirecTV Now. So these are two more of the largest apps out there that allow you to stream live television and on-demand content through the internet. So after my most recent video about YouTube TV and Hulu TV, a lot of people requested I compare Hulu TV to DirecTV Now, and that is exactly what I'm doing for you guys today in this video. Now on top of that, a lot of people also requested that I review these two apps on my laptop as well as on a smart TV as opposed to just on my phone. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys in this video. I'm going to dive in and show you all of the little differences between these two apps so you can make the best choice before going and paying for these subscriptions and canceling your cable or your satellite television. So like my other videos, this video is completely unsponsored. It really is just based on my own honest observations as well as what I've read online from reviews. So I combined all the different resources I had to give you guys the best review possible, the most honest review possible, so you can choose for yourself which one is actually the better app for you to subscribe to and use to replace your cable or replace your satellite television. So let's start off on Hulu, and we're going to start off on pricing actually. So Hulu pricing has two different options right here. First of all, you can pay for Hulu where you're only doing the on-demand type stuff, and then secondly, you can do Hulu with live TV. Now there's a few other alternatives if you want to do, with or without ads, but I will say Hulu plus live TV, if you choose with ads, is going to be $40, and if you choose without ads, that actually only removes the ads from the on-demand content. That doesn't remove the ads from the live content, obviously, because it's live TV. So then if we go over to DirecTV Now, you see there's a lot more options. They have so many different options here, and they have a lot more support for international channels and people who speak different languages. So that's one major plus for DirecTV, and that's one of their biggest pluses you'll see going on is all the different options. So I chose the Gotta Have It, which has 125 different channels. So there's a lot of different options, and basically the way it works is if you do the first one, you get 65 channels for $40 a month. Then you can get 85 for $55 a month. You can get 105 plus channels for $65 a month, or you can get the 125 for $75 a month. So those are the four options for the English-speaking channels. There are other options for international, like I said. So there's like Vietnamese, there's Korean, there's also Brazilian packages, and there's even more. So you can go and look into that on your own. I'll have the link down in the description to find out more information about all of these. Now, one thing I want to say is another bonus with DirecTV is that if you use AT&T, if you have an AT&T plan, you might be able to get different perks with DirecTV, such as like data-free DirecTV. So if you're watching on your phone and you have an AT&T provider, it might not cost you any data. So there's a huge plus there as well. Now, as we start to get into the interface, I'll get out of this and actually show you where I signed in. Now, here's where we actually start to see the interface. So once we sign in, I have both apps open here on the web player. And first thing I'll say is it's a little bit annoying that DirecTV Now makes you sign in every single time you open up your browser. Hulu keeps you logged in. And so as we start to go through, like I said in my other video, you have three major tabs up here. So you have your browse tab, which is where you can find basically any content they have. And they have all these different categories. So it makes it very convenient for you to find different content, different TV shows, movies, originals, and stuff like that. So another thing I will also mention is that Hulu Originals is something that doesn't exist on DirecTV Now. And what I mean by that is DirecTV Now doesn't have DirecTV Now Originals. So that is definitely a big bonus for Hulu if you're interested in these originals. I've never been a big fan of all the different originals by Hulu, but there are some good ones out there if you're interested. As we continue to browse, we can go into, let's say, movies, for example, and as you scroll down the movies category, you'll see all the different ones that are customized for you on the top. Then you have ones that are live. So if there's a channel right now showing a live movie, they'll tell you. And sometimes this is good for some of the newer movies out there that maybe haven't been released to the on-demand content yet. You also have upcoming things, so they're going to tell you, what's going to be playing later on. And again, so just more, the benefit of this one really is that you can go to it and you can choose to record it and you can schedule the recording. Now you can schedule the recording as well on DirecTV, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But essentially, if you like this, you can add it to My Stuff. So right there, we're going to add it to My Stuff, and it's going to be added and it's going to be recorded. As you scroll down, you'll see they'll suggest a bunch of other similar movies, similar content out there. You can also find out details about it where they give you a little summary and they tell you about the category, when it was made, and just the basics like that. Now, as far as which one actually has better shows, you can't debate taste on this as always, so you're going to have to go in and look for yourself and see which ones are better for you. So they both have a free trial you can use for 7 days if you want to do Hulu or if you want to do DirecTV Now, and those are both with the TV option. So if you don't want to do the TV one and you actually want a full month, you can actually just do the regular Hulu option for a full month, and that's going to be slightly different. That's a different video. Now, as we get into DirecTV, you'll see the same concept on the top where you have the different tabs, and the first one is Watch Now, and Watch Now essentially essentially. It's just going to be all the different stuff that you might be interested in, or all the different shows that you're watching, the channels you've been watching lately, and a lot of the basic suggestions that DirecTV thinks you might be interested in. Now, as you see, it automatically has a player popping up right there, and it is a mini player at first, so as you scroll, you can continue to watch your show. That's something that Hulu does as well, but it doesn't automatically open that. So with Hulu, it doesn't just automatically start playing something. You actually have to choose what you want to watch. So for Hulu, if you actually want to have the mini player, you need to open something up and then click the little mini player button right there, and you'll have the mini player while you're scrolling through other content. Now I'm just going to pause that as we go back over to DirecTV. A quick little aside, I think that if you're trying to watch a very local news channel or a very local weather channel, you might not find these on these platforms that I'm talking about right now. And so what I do, and I recommend you do the same thing, is I just bought an antenna, and I have the antenna down in the description of this video, and it's a lot smaller. It's not where you're thinking, and you just plug it in behind your television, and you can get, so it's like $40 or $50, and you can get all the local stations for free just coming in through the air. And on top of that, they're also HD. Some of them are even 4K, so you can really get some high quality local channels, local sports, whatever you're trying to watch. If it's broadcasted, you can get it for like $40 or $50, just a one-time buy just for the antenna. As we go over to the next tab, My Library is going to be the things that are recorded that you saved, and these are only going to be available online, first of all, and you have 20 hours of online DVR with DirecTV Now. So you can record shows for up to 20 hours. You can then get rid of them and save up, you have your full 20 hours you're allowed to have at any given time, and they expire after 90 days. So if I record this right here, this SportsCenter clip, it's going to expire in 90 days and I'll lose that. On the flip side, Hulu, one big bonus they have over DirecTV Now is that you can record up to 50 hours with the regular plan, and it never expires for as long as you have your subscription. Now, you can also pay to upgrade this, I believe, to 100 or 200 hours, depending on how much you want to pay, and you really have to look in the plan at the time. These sometimes are subject to change. So continuing through these tabs on the top, you have Discover then. Now, Discover is going to be just basically stuff that if it categorizes it, this is your normal browse. So if you want to find different shows, different movies, or different networks, they make 3 major categories you might be interested in, or you can scroll down and just kind of browse through whatever they have there. So as you'll see on DirecTV Now, they do also have a lot of on-demand content, a lot of movies, and then of course they also have a lot of live TV shows that you can watch. So right here it's just playing ESPN, and then if you go over to Guide, this is where you start seeing your actual live TV. So live TV on here is going to be a lot like what it was on the actual DirecTV satellite TV that you might have seen before. So here you have the very classic layout for the TV guide, where you have all the channels on the left, and then on the top you have all the different times. And so if you are interested in any one thing, so you could say, you know what, hey, maybe I'm interested in whatever this is right here. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I don't even know. And then you can actually say record episode, and it'll book the recording. So when it's on, it'll actually record for you, and it'll later show up in My Library. Within the DirecTV Now player online, you'll actually see that you have relatively few options. So in the top right, you have the channel you're watching, and then on the bottom, they're going to show you, what show you're watching and how long it's going to be on, as well as what's on next. So that's very convenient. Then you have this option right here to play, or you can play it from the very beginning. If you're watching a show or a movie, this can be very convenient, so you're not just jumping in live to the end of a movie. Now, here's where I start to say from before that this is really set up, and you can tell that it came from something that broadcasted directly to televisions from satellites. And the reason I'm saying that is because the channels are sort of lined up and structured in a way that they would be on a classic cable or satellite television. So here the option is to go down a channel, there the option is to go up a channel, and they might not necessarily be related to what you're watching right now, but that's just the way the channels are structured in an alphabetical order. Now, if you go over to Hulu here, you see that when you're watching live TV, it's much different. You can jump to live, you can go forward and backwards 10 seconds. It's set up a lot more like YouTube and Netflix are, so you don't have the up or down a channel or anything like that, but you can go to the guide right there and they'll show you other things. You can also go to the guide in DirecTV, but what I'm saying is the structure here is a lot different. It's a much more like an online player as you might be used to on so many other platforms. One of my biggest complaints about DirecTV Now is that you can't watch it on anything other than Chrome pretty much. So I can't watch it on Firefox, and I can't watch it on, Microsoft Edge or anything like that. And sometimes I use different browsers. I don't always use Chrome, but when you're watching DirecTV Now, you always have to use Chrome. Hulu is available on so many more platforms, and it's more compatible overall because it started off as a web player, and because of that, they integrate with everything much better than DirecTV Now does. As far as the player goes on the Amazon Fire Stick, it is compatible, although I did see a lot of really bad reviews for DirecTV Now on Amazon Fire Stick. So since April, maybe a year or two ago, there was some update that really slowed it down. And you can kind of see here how the app seems to be a little slower. I'm not sure if this is the same thing everyone complained about in the reviews, but overall, I think that it is a little bit slower than Hulu in a lot of ways. So it's not necessarily slow when you're watching the actual shows, but when you're trying to navigate through the app, I found that a lot of times you end up waiting for things to load and show up. So I don't know why that is, but whatever their update was seems to be somewhat problematic for that. Now on Hulu, you can see that this is a lot like the web player. They make it pretty consistent across the board with all of their different apps. So Hulu looks very similar on all the different, on your phone, on your desktop, on your TV. It's the same general setup overall, where you have the tabs at the top and you can watch live TV, or you can browse and do whatever you want. My last complaint about DirecTV Now is that on the app, I wasn't able to sign up for DirecTV Now. I actually had to go into the web player to sign up and register for the first time. So when we really get down to it, I think Hulu has an easier to use interface, and they're overall a little bit cleaner, a little bit smoother, and they're more compatible with different platforms. However, they don't have quite as large of an option as DirecTV does. So personally, I think all the channels I'm looking for are on Hulu, and that's why I think Hulu TV is a better option for me than DirecTV Now. Now, if you are interested in a lot of different channels and you really want this to be integrated with your TV and have, the classic setup where you can skip forward and backward channels, then you might want to consider getting DirecTV Now. Also, if you speak different languages, it makes a lot of sense for you to get DirecTV Now. So which one do you guys actually like better? Please comment below and let me know why you choose one or the other. Also, let me know if there's any other features I didn't mention in this video that you really like about one player as opposed to the other. I really want to find out which one you guys like better and get a general feel for, which app is actually better based on your opinions. So go down in the comment section right now and let me know which team you're on. Are you team Hulu or are you team DirecTV Now? Thank you all for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to go down and like and subscribe. I appreciate all of you watching this video. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to click that subscribe button right there. If you want to see another video just like this one, click right there. And for my most recent upload, click right up there. You got 3 great options, guys. Click on any one of those, and I'll see you in the next video.